All right, so I've been wanting to do a video about my Smash book and post it to YouTube for a little while. I don't know, just because, not because I'm like awesome or anything and I have like the greatest Smash book. I mean, I love it. It's my Smash book. But just because I go on there and get inspired by other people. So I thought, I'd share mine. So I'm going to start with this first, though, actually. This is not my Smash book, obviously. This is a book. I'm going to do a quick book review. I don't want to call it a book talk, and I just want to warn maybe like spoilers, so please be careful like viewing this if you think you want to read these books. I'm just going to give my opinion, though. I'm not going to give like the ending away or anything. All right, so I'm going to do a book talk. Before leaving for vacation, I'm on vacation this week. We have a week off in February. I'm a teacher. I told my students my goal was to just sit around and read and get better because I've been sick. You can kind of see the medication table there. And I still don't feel great. So I'm sort of just sitting around and reading as I told them. And my goal was to read at least 5 books. So it's Wednesday of my vacation. It's like 6 o'clock. And I've read 6 books. So I'm pretty proud of myself. So I'm just going to do a quick like book review. All right. So this book, unfortunately I don't have the other 3 books. This is the 4th and I believe last. I can't find that there's another one in a series. It's called Skeleton Creek. This one is The Raven, the 4th book. The first one is Skeleton Creek. The second one is Skeleton Creek Ghost in the Machine. Then Skeleton Creek The Crossbones, and then we have Skeleton Creek The Raven. Okay, it's by Patrick Carman, as you can see. It's kind of cool because whoa, see all my junk in the background there. It comes in that little slipcase, and then you pull it out, and it kind of looks like one of those little journal doodahs that kids write in school for like their writing or their reading journals. So this one is the 4th one, and just to give a little background, the most awesome thing about this book is that as you're reading it, let me see. Here you go. You go onto this website and you watch the videos. Like, little background, Ryan is a writer. He writes the journals. Ryan's journal, okay? And his best friend, Sarah, she's like a videographer, and she goes around and does videos. The first 2 books were awesome. You had to read them together because they didn't really end. Like, it was like went right into the second book to get the solution to the mystery. I would say the genre is mystery. The second 2 books, this one, I guess you could have read them like without reading the other ones, but why would you? And they were like documentary style, all the videos, so I loved it. I really liked it. As all series for me, I'm so dissatisfied when they end that I don't know if it's that I don't like the book or I just didn't like that it ended. They always seem anticlimactic to me. This one, not so much, but I'm just sad I think that it ended. But awesome. I give this 5 stars, especially if you have a student or a child that doesn't love reading. It's very easy to read, but yet there's so many deeper layers in it. So it could be also for a student who likes a challenge because they're going to want to look into some of the passwords. They're just humorous. They deal with like classic horror fiction, a lot of references to Edgar Allan Poe. So I think it's like for everybody. I'm an adult and I enjoyed it. I enjoy a lot of science fiction and mystery. So I think this is like both sci-fi mystery. So big thumbs up on this one. I would definitely read the whole series though. This is the 4th one. All right, that was the first book I read. Okay, then I read Picture the Dead. It's by Adele Griffin and Lisa Brown. It's okay. It was like a romance, not so much. It was light on the romance slash mystery slash sci-fi. It was good. Civil War time. Historical fiction even, I guess. It was a little creepy, not too creepy though, and just a little at times like slow. Very advanced vocabulary, definitely for, I would say, your more advanced reader. But again, I think I like books that have like mixed media, like the Skeleton Creek book over here had like the videos that were interspersed, and this has like the girl's scrapbook that's interspersed. So I think I'm liking the mixed media. I guess that all ties in with my Smash booking. All right, so that was my second book. It was good. I'd recommend it more for, I think Skeleton Creek over here is like universal, but this would be more of a girl, I think, pick, less of a guy pick. All right, then we have the next 2 that I read are part of a series. The Haunting of Derek Stone. I got a good deal, so I got them like in like they're four separate books. I'm not sure if they ever published them separately, but they published them together, like one and two, three and four kind of deal. So okay. Um I bought this book a few years ago. It was recommended by my librarian at my school. They're by Tony Abbott. He wrote for like a younger set, and I read that about him in the back. And now he wrote these. I don't know how recent these are. I personally don't really like them. I liked them. I like science fiction, but there's a concept throughout, and this is really not giving anything away because if you don't get that this is what's happening, you don't get what's going on. You're going to be totally lost. The thread that goes throughout is that there's something called transference, and like souls can like transfer when you die to like people's body and stuff. And personally, I hate that concept. Like, I don't like anything with that concept. Like, I'm not religious. I have no, I'm not Catholic. I don't really go to church or anything. I have no real like religious affiliation, but something about like body snatchers, soul removal kind of things just kind of, it doesn't irritate me or anger me. I think it scares me and I don't care for it. So, but I read the whole thing and the other book too, because here's the thing. As much as I don't like that concept, and it is the premise of these books, like they are all about it. This book was very well written, especially for a first person narrative. I don't like first person that much. I'm more of a third person kind of gal, but these were written in first person. They were written very well, very good hooks in the beginning. And not difficult, challenging vocabulary, but just written very well. Also very action adventure-y. So I would put this in, the sci-fi mystery action adventure category. And written so well and so much action, I couldn't put it down. These are the first two, City of the Dead and Bayou Dogs. Excellent. But that one concept just, I don't care for it. It freaks me out. It scares me, I think, honestly. And then this was the second set. The Red House and the Ghost Road. So again, by Tony Abbott. Very good. Please don't think I'm saying don't read it. It's just that one concept. If that disturbs you like it disturbs me, maybe it's not for you. And then, I was a little concerned. I'm like, hey, should I put these in the library for my kids? I teach 7th grade. And I went online and all these like 6th graders were like, oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. So I think it's just me. I think I just don't like that concept. All right. Then let's see. I'm not sure if you're familiar with The Giver. I had the novel somewhere, like sitting here, because I was referencing it. I read The Giver like a long time ago when I was in college, probably a good 15 years ago. I'm dating myself now, but I'm pretty sure it was that long ago. And I remember back then it was like this controversial book, like, oh my goodness, it's for young adults, and do you believe it's about this, that, the other thing? So The Giver is an awesome, what I think by now should be considered like a classic novel for young adults. They call this, I think this is so humorous, I've never heard this term before, and I read a lot of books, maybe I've just been in a, I don't know, a hole or something. This is Gathering Blue. It's the second, and I don't want to call it a series, they call it a companion, okay, to The Giver. So this is Gathering Blue. It was very good, but just so you know, you are going to be reading it going, what does this have to do with The Giver? Because it has nothing to do with it yet. I'm going to call it a bridge. This is a bridge between The Giver and the third book, which is called Messenger. Again, they call it a companion to The Giver and to Gathering Blue. I prefer for this book the word bridge, okay, because it bridges the story between The Giver and this third book, which is The Messenger. Very good books. I think if you liked The Giver, you'll definitely like this. I think this one is slightly slower than The Giver, and there's less of those moments that you go, oh, but I haven't read The Giver in like a good 15 years, so I think I'm gonna get it on like CD and listen to it in the car, because I didn't feel like rereading it. I wanted to read new stuff. Plus I'm moving, so my big thing was I'm gonna take all my, young adult fiction that I bought with the purpose of, I'm going to put it in my library, in my classroom someday, and I'm going to read it, and I'm going to put it in there. Because I really like to read it before I put it in there. Unless it's like Mike Lupica, and no offense to Mike Lupica, he's a phenomenal, probably making millions of dollars author, but I don't like sports. So I don't read like the boy sport fiction, but I buy it for my kids and just like throw it in there in the library. Anyway, so very good book. I would say, like a little less of those shocking moments. There are moments that are shocking because, it's this dystopian, futuristic, I'm guessing, society, once again, like in The Giver. And, you have this young girl, Kira, I believe you to pronounce her name, and she's describing her experiences, fatherless. Something happens to her mother, and then, the government kind of steps in and, messes with her. So basically, very Giver-esque, and then it bridges to this book, The Messenger. One of the characters from Gathering Blue, he was, I would say, a supporting character. He is in this. And it takes over the story of Kira from Gathering Blue and kind of tells it from his perspective, and then you finally get to know like what this has to do with The Giver. I'm not going to say too much, but one of the characters is, from The Giver is in here, and a very sad ending. I really hated the ending. I don't have the new book Sun because it's in hardcover, and I really don't like hardcover books. I prefer to read, softcover. Although hardcovers are better for the library, the kids don't destroy them as much. But I'll see. I might get it with my Scholastic points. So again, this was very good. A little weird. It went a little more like sci-fi than dystopian future, I get that's like sci-fi, but this one went a little magic-y for me, for my taste. But it was very good. And I believe, once again, like Lois Lowry has done in like all her books, the magic aspect of it has nothing to really do with magic. It's like a commentary on like society and, the actions of people. So, I don't know if my 7th graders are going to get that, but it's a good book. And then I hope to read Sun, soon. I think I'm going to order it. That kind of defeats the purpose, though, of reading the books to get them out of my house. So before I move, because then I just keep buying more books, but don't tell my husband. All right. So again, this is just a quick book talk. All 6 books that I have read were awesome books and very heavy to pick up, apparently. So I read all of these books, and they were very, very good books. You can kind of see a theme appearing here. I am very into science fiction, and mystery. That's my thing. I'm not really big into the romance, hence why this one, it was pretty good, though. Has good reviews. I'm into the science fiction, but I'm not into that soul spiritual stealing thing. That creeps me out. But once again, I like science fiction, so this is, a heavy load of science fiction books, but very good. All right, so I'm going to attempt to upload this to YouTube, and we'll see what happens. I know it's not, like, fancy and stuff, so please, people, be nice, okay? Just thought I'd do a quick book review, and I don't know, I guess you could type in comments or questions. If I can figure out how, I'd, love to answer them. If you have any questions about the books, I love to read, and maybe more book talks to come. All right, or book reviews. All right, thanks, bye.